This morning, I woke up with anxiety and a deep desire to expand. Someone said it rightly so. There is no peace for a man who has seen what he can become. The story that I'm going to tell you now is part of my darkest and deepest truths. And after going through a lot of pain, I have finally gathered courage to express myself. You can take away my lessons and learn the hardest ways possible. Let's tune in. A waste, a failure, a person who wasted his entire adulthood from the age 17, 18 to 27, who stayed stuck in his vices, his addictions, who kept stuck in his addiction of porn and masturbation, who kept small because he got traumatized when he was a child, who was never able to gather courage to face the world, not to thrive in the world, but to just even go out and face the people, to go out and do normal things, like be confident enough among other people, go out and make friends, to go out and do a job. You know who that person is? I am. I consider myself a failure. At least in this moment, my mind says, you are a failure. You wasted your whole adulthood, 10, 12 years. You started things but never finished them. Somehow finished school, but after 10th, in 11th, you failed maths. Did not do good enough in 12th standard. Then you decided to do NDA to become an officer in the army. And what happened? Because you were weak in maths, you disliked maths, you did not work hard enough for the preparation, you did not clear the test. You took one, two, three attempts, still did not clear the test. And after that, you did not know what you wanted to do. Family said, you have to do something. You went to college, but still there, you were still stuck. You did not have the courage and what it took to just deal with people on day-to-day basis. Always crying, always calling family back home. I want to come back. Only one thing that kept you there was NCC, National Cadet Corps. Just because of that, you finished college, but you failed in your studies. You passed the NCC B and C certificate. You did good enough, not great, because you were physically weak. And more than that, you were mentally not strong enough to deal with the bullies there. You still got bullied there. You got bullied in school, you got bullied in college, you got bullied in NCC. And then what happened? You were wandering around like a failure. Then someone said, maybe you could go abroad. And finally, one thing. But in that too, I took 2, 3 breaks. Finally, I cleared IELTS. But not only because I was good at English, not only because I liked to study English, but because I found good people around me who actually supported me, helped me in believing myself. And finally, I cleared the test. You went abroad. And then what happened? So many people bullied you at the work, at the house you were living in. They were just normal baseline people in this world. You were the one who was weak from the beginning. Your baseline was way lower than those people. You had to come up, and then finally, after spending around 4 years in Canada, multiple jobs, sometimes being kicked out from the job for speaking your truth, multiple situations at housing, being bullied, people fighting with you, you did not have the courage to deal with them, and then they knew people can pick up from your energy. And then what you did, you tried to face head on your generational trauma. You started meditation, went to Vipassana camp, started doing martial arts, Krav Maga. Physically, you were very weak. One session would hold you a day and two back from work. Then you did Uber. That's another great thing. Every day, 15, 20 new people you had to deal with, and not everyone was nice. At least 3 to 4 people would be troublesome every day, and one of them would be pretty bad. You did that for 2.5 years. You grew a lot as a person, but situation changed financially, and at the same time you were dealing with your addictions. That was the place of shame where you used to hide, because all your childhood you were trained, you were prevented from speaking your truth. And then what happens? Even after 4 years, even though you had a lot of internal growth, even though you had to do a lot of fighting just to survive, still you got nothing to show. You don't have no money. You have had only one relationship, which was not even a relationship. It was just a fling, one little attraction, two traumatized people repeating their patterns, nothing else. And now you sit here back at your parents' house with very little money, lots of debt in your name, no relationship, no job. You got nothing to show, you got no external success to show to this world, and day and night your mind is attacking you. Now you think about doing YouTube, you think about growing as a coach, maybe a trauma coach, teaching other people how to deal and heal from their trauma so that their trauma stops controlling their lives, so that their repeated behaviors which do not serve them stop ruining their life every day. You want to combine martial arts, talk therapy, meditation, somatic therapies, and exercise to help people feel and heal from that generational trauma. But before that, you got your own mind, which is troubling you every day, multiple times a day. In Canada, you at least had Krav Maga, physically excruciating exercise for at least 1 hour so that you could forget yourself, so that you could be in the present moment and be free from your mind. But now, I've got nothing. I can only work out myself, can hit the walls in the house, but I do not have a martial arts facility close by. And what happens now is my mind says, again, I command control, but I cannot let it control me. Even though when I look at other people younger than me doing so better, so well in life, on YouTube, in other aspects of life, making lots of money, they worked hard, very hard, no question about it. They probably had a much better baseline than I had, but who cares? As a man, the world only cares if you can produce external results, if you can produce money, if you can have a house, if you can have a financial freedom. Otherwise, this world does not respect you, does not accept you as a man. They don't care if you are traumatized. They do not care if your family has had some kind of trauma for generations. They do not care if you are trying to fight that trauma head on. They do not care how hard you have fought just to survive every day. They do not care if you used to wake up in fear every day. They do not care if you lose 2 3 kgs of weight within a number of 10 15 days because you are so afraid to go to work and speak your truth to people. You're so afraid to confront other people on their bad behavior. People don't care. You have got to care for yourself. While the rest of the world, including your family, at times criticize you, look down on you, question your worth as a man, you know what you've been through. It's true, when you look at someone's best day today and look at yourself, it feels that you are so far behind in life. But, but, you got to do it yourself. You got to do it for your lineage. Remember what you said to yourself. I am going to fight this trauma head on. I'm going to heal. I'm not going to let this trauma pass on to the next generation. So your fight is going to be harder than anyone else's. And it's going to be longer. And people are going to keep questioning you until they don't. But until then, you, my friend, got to work hard while staying sane, trying everything you can to keep your mind in control, because it is like a wild animal that has been out of control for a long time, and now you're trying to control it. So it is giving you every resistance that's possible. Life is showing you every way in which you are not free yet, whether it is material success, whether it is praise that you long to get from other people. Life is going to test you in every which way possible before it gives you what you always desired, what your soul is asking for, what your soul purpose is. Until then, my friend, no matter how you feel, no matter what happens, you got to stay in there. You got to keep going.